Let's start with a few things in the world of appearance. A landscape, a vase, a bird, and a piece of music. And let's suppose that they're all beautiful. Now, according to Plato, the reason why they are all beautiful is that they each participate in the one absolute form, beauty. So the landscape is beautiful because it is approaching a very abstract concept of beauty. The form beauty has to be very abstract because it captures what all beautiful things have in common. The same thing applies to the vase, the bird, and the piece of music. They are each beautiful because they participate in the form beauty. Notice, by the way, that the beauty that things have in the world of appearance, which we can call manifest beauty, we always write with a lowercase b. Because there's only one eternal form beauty, we use a capital letter B as if we were capitalizing a proper noun. Let's consider this table, and let's ask whether the table is square. Suppose Adam says that the table is square, but Bob says the table is not square. Well, according to Plato, there's a single form square, and the table either does or does not participate in the form square. In this case, the table does happen to participate in the form square, so Adam is right. The table is square. Think about who's most likely to be correct about whether the table is square. Naturally, whoever can answer the question, what is a square? Notice that this is what we've previously called a Socratic question. Now let's consider a different example. And suppose that Adam and Bob are talking about a war, and they are debating whether the war was just. Adam says it was, and Bob says it wasn't. Just like in the case of the square, according to Plato, there's a form just. The war either does or does not participate in the form just. So who's most likely to be correct about whether the war is just? Well, just like in the case of the square, whoever has the best understanding of the form just is most likely to be correct. In other words, whoever has the best intellectual understanding of how to answer the Socratic question, what is justice? What kind of person is most likely to have the best intellectual understanding of the form just? A philosopher, of course, because philosophers dedicate their lives to grasping the forms. So in this case, if the war really does participate in the form just, then Adam is right. People disagree because they understand a given form more or less clearly, not because there are different forms for one concept like justice. Let's consider two wars, one in the 10th century and one in the 20th century. The Platonic form just has not changed over time. It also does not vary from one society or culture to the next, according to Plato. Because for Plato, the world is already filled with value, it's already settled whether each war is just or not. Suppose that only the 20th century war was just. Then anyone who says it was not just is simply mistaken. Their judgment is incorrect because they do not have a clear enough understanding of the form just. So only our understanding of the forms changes over time, but the forms themselves are eternal and unchanging.